All right, y'all. It's Matt Divine, and we're back with it. I told y'all we want to just fly these shits out. It's KAGURABACHI time. Sword Masters, get ready. So we open up with them explaining that between between it and Honshu, right, is an island. Is a part of the Chiba Prefecture, right. During a record-breaking earthquake 34 hours prior, a vein of an unidentified mineral ore was exposed on Hiroshima's surface, right? They are highly reactive to spirit energy and produces astronomical power bursts when the two come into contact. So we're learning about our ore, our Dawson Seki, that excuse me. Oh my god, I don't know how to say it. Datinsky. 2 years later, right? So we pop up, and we're gonna call this dude fucking Hellraiser guy, because I don't know what the hell his abilities are, but nonetheless, is that it? And he said, yes, the Datinsky. Yeah, Seki. We'll figure it out. So he's basically explaining, what happened to him. And homie's like, yo, that shit's small. Brody's like, bro, it's plenty powerful though. Like, that's enough to obliterate an entire city if you can wield it properly, of course. Even the government has yet to figure out how to do that. That's the nature of this ore. So he's basically letting them know, like, bro, a sorcerer your caliber, you know what I'm saying? He's like, bro, you got squashed. Brody's like, bro, yeah, I should have charged you double for all that shit. And Brody's like, bro, did you have a run-in with government ops? And he's like, nah. He was like, then who? Nobody else is there. He was like, it's an uninhabited place. And bro's like, you're wrong. Clearly, he's wrong. So we see they gave us a showing of who might be there, what might be there. There are people there. We know this for a fact. You know what I'm saying? He says, we know the government's been having trouble extracting the ore, even though it's supposedly uninhabited. And now I know why. They appear to be human, but not like, ordinary sorcerers. He's explaining they were assassins sent by Shokuku, right? You mean from that so-called large island that supposedly surfaced in the ocean near Hiroshima. And apparently this place surfaced at the same time as the ore. So the government told everybody that they were just mutated seaweed. And bro's like, bro, that was an early assessment. Like, they don't know nothing. And he was like, they're wrong. So we do see that they have people trying to go out there. So a guy randomly shows up and he's explaining. He's like, bro, we can't get any further than this. It's impossible. But guy, fucking leatherhead guy explains, like, bro, there's a force around this island preventing you from going further, right? And then he's like, bro, however, some of the mariners sent, they said they see people that might look like humans, and these were the assassins that were sent to get homeboy. So I guess this big guy is asking, because he seems to be rather important, but not important enough to survive too long. But nonetheless, he's like, bro, why are we calling it, why are we naming it Shikoku? Like, what the fuck going on? And he was like, bro, the force field is large enough to cover a couple of cities, and so strong, nobody's been able to breach it for 2 years. It's not humanly possible. But either they simply have power beyond our understanding, right? Or it has to do with the ore itself. So perhaps they also have it. I mean, clearly they do. And Brody's just like, bro, so you're saying it's populated? And he's like, yo, if that's true, what cause do they have? And homie's like, I'm about to break it down. He was like, why hide it? He was like, right, they came from the depths of the ocean, right? So basically, they're probably getting ready and adjusting to the atmosphere of the land and basically anything land related. They could probably wash them motherfucker in the water, but, they need to adapt to what the land offers, which is sunlight and a few other things. And basically, he's like, bro, it's preparing for war. But as we see, he ain't smoking alone. Our boy Shiba shows up. So everybody think they got him. They try to make their move. And then my Brody talking about some hate security. But before he can even really finish too much, Shiba already made his move. They gone. And bro's like, yo, sorry I moved. And we see these boys smoking from the area. So he tells him, like, bro, you mad quiet now. And bro's like, bro, you Shiba, I already know what's going on. I can't bang with you. And he was like, bro, you're just a fucking, you're just a dog, a lap dog. He just talking his shit. He can't hang with Shiva. So when Shiro finally pulls up and she was like, bro, you a little late. And he like, bro, what you doing? Shiva over there said, bro, nothing. I'm doing a little interrogation. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, bro, we need to ask that boy questions. And he was like, Brody's on the right track. He basically got a lot of it put together. And Mashiro's just like, yeah, he definitely don't need to tap in. And Shiva kind of informs us of what's been said, right? It's been 2 years, right? And the guys here, they don't really like to go head on battles. Their goal seems to be, as of right now, just to prevent anybody from obtaining any piece of the ore or whatever it may be. So she was like, bro, our job is to prevent ore. And he was like, we have to understand what this shit even is. So he puts a call into the higher ups. So he's explaining that their job was complete, and he's like, "Yo, well, what about that other shit, right?" And basically, he wants to get this order, Chicho's father, and the guy's explaining basically why they can't and how difficult it is to work with the ore. And she was like, "All right, well, cool, that's cool, fuck it." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "I just gotta go ahead, bail out, make a little hit." So Sheba, the dude was basically like, "Bro, what you mean?" And she was like, "I'm taking this to the boy." And we finally get our introduction to something, a lot of manga does not get right into the meats and guts, but we're getting it. The Seitei, the war arc. And we finally see a young Rokihara doing his fucking thing, boy. But that's the end of the goddamn chapter for that. Nonetheless, y'all let me know what y'all think. We're back at it. We got more coming. And, bro, we're getting into this, Sword Masters. Y'all pay attention. Pull y'all blades. We out.